New dads who have just got their first child and maybe are struggling to do a few things. One of the things you're going to have to do when you're in the hospital is to learn how to swaddle your child. First of all, you need a baby. Which we got here is Alexander. Hey! So he's going to be our model, and I'm going to show you how to swaddle a baby if you're in the hospital and they're giving you their swaddle blankets. And then we're going to go through an easier swaddle, one that I've used here at home, and I kind of wish that I had brought with me to the hospital because it would have made life so much easier. Well, you're going to get your hospital blanket and you're going to lay it out flat. Then you're going to take one corner and you're just going to fold it in kind of like so. You can adjust it. There's no one way to actually swaddle a child. So this guy, he's about a month old now, so he's a little bit bigger than he was in the hospital. So, but the first thing you want to do is you want to take the short side of the swaddle here. You want to take and press his little arms down and pull it over and just kind of tuck it under like that. Then you want to take and take the long side of the swaddle, pull it over like so, kind of tuck it under like a little burrito. Alright, then you're going to take the bottom part, and I haven't figured out a very good way of actually doing this, but you take the short part, make sure it's pulled under, as one of the nurses told me, and then you just kind of pull her back around and tuck it underneath. When you're in the hospital, you may have to do this with 2 or 3 blankets because in our hospital room it was really super cold in there. So we had to put 2 or 3 blankets on it, and if you can imagine a new dad not doing this before, it was a nightmare. I asked the nurse several times to come in, show me, re-show me, and then when I was doing it I was like, I would bring them in to ask them, did I do this right? This part right here can get up over their nose. So you want to make sure you're pulling this down away from his face, get it nice and snug underneath him, and that way he can rest, because babies like to feel caressed. That's the way they were inside, so they like to be all close and warm. Now you can see this is already starting to come a little unraveled. He's a little bit bigger than he was when he was born. But I never really liked these. I never really could get them to go exactly like I wanted to. So I'm going to show you what I use here at the house. This has got Velcro in it. You guys, you're probably like that, right? A little bit easier. But what I'm going to use is a Swaddle Me. You'll know by the little sign there, the Swaddle Me, right? So basically what you're going to do is you're going to pull the Velcro out, right? Basically make it look like so. Lay it inside. There's another Velcro piece here. We'll make sure that part's up. Now let's get him out of this. Make sure his shoulders are center away. Make sure his head is above this thing, because there again you don't want this to come up and get above his nose so he can't breathe. You want to take and put his feet in first, and then you want to take and put his arms down like we did to begin with, like we did in the other one, right? That's the toughest thing for me. I got little small hands, so it's hard for me to press both hands down, because you're going to have to use this other hand to pull up on the left side of the swaddle while keeping this in the center. He's a little active today, so he's usually when he's sleepy it's a little easier. But take and pull that, pull it tight, pull it up and over. You see how this here can go over this part here. Get it nice and Velcroed on. Then you're going to take this part and push under his other little arm to keep it down. Right? Make sure his little hand is in there. Then you're going to take these tabs See, you got more Velcro catching material over here. And pull this over, all the while making sure this is staying down, so it's not going up across his nose. And you can pull it tight. He'll be fine. Get him in there. Now, and at night here at the house, I like using a much larger swaddle blanket. And if you don't want to use the Swaddle Me, you can get one. And this is much larger. There's a lot of material here that we can help. We can actually use to swaddle him with. Right now I'm going to take and move Alexander to one side. He's getting a little fussy because he's like, man, I don't know about all this filming stuff. Alright, here you go. Move that one. Basically it's the same way. Basically the same way we did the one from the hospital, the swaddle from the hospital. So as you can see, this is much larger. Makes it easier. Pull a little bit down. Alright. Then take and place the baby in, because it gets a little cold at night. He gets a little cold. All babies are different. Some get a little bit colder than others. Keep in mind, they'll probably just adjust to the temperature that you're used to sleeping at. But I take and fold this corner over, tuck it under. Ooh, it's a little dirty. That's probably, it's alright. Then I take and I take the other part of it and I kind of tuck it under his legs like that, like so. Tuck it in all the way under. Then I take this. We're going to pull it. Just like we're wrapping a little burrito, right? We're going to make a burrito, baby. Going to put it under his little bottom. Going to take the rest of the material at the bottom, pull it over. Now with this one, I have found that it is easier to kind of twist it because we got a lot more material here. Now there again, there's probably several different ways you can do this. But I found that I can twist it a little bit, pull it up, to kind of tuck it under. Remember, we don't want this to go up above his head. Then I can tuck one side under, and I can tuck the other side under, and we have a little swaddled baby, and he's happy for the most part, unless he's hungry. But this is typically the way they sleep at night. This gives them a lot of comfort. They feel safe like this. The more you practice at home, the better you'll be. If you can figure out some way to practice it, maybe get a little doll or something, practice it, because you will be doing a lot of this when you're in the hospital. Right? Sure. So, alright guys, we'll see you next week with a new video.